Hello, my name is Rick Boulay, and I'm the president of Killeen Educators Association and of Region 10 of the Texas State Teachers Association. I'd like to welcome you to our Killeen ISD School Board of Trustees Candidate Forum. I'm very pleased to be your moderator for today's discussion. Enshrined in the Constitution is one of the most important functions that we can perform: our ability to select the officials that make the decisions on how the district operates through our vote. It's through this process that we make our voices and wishes known as to how we wish the education of our children to ultimately proceed in Killeen ISD. The level of material support the district provides, the quality and condition of its facilities, the safety of its buses and equipment, how its educators and support professionals are compensated and treated in the workplace. All of these things and more are provided through the election of those serving on the Board of Trustees. We're here to have a conversation with those who are seeking positions on the board for places 6 and 7. Our goal is to learn more about their stances on positions that directly impact students and those who help make their education possible, how they think, and how they would approach the challenges that face KISD as we continue into the future. We encourage you to listen to their responses as many times as you need and give careful consideration to whom you wish to lead the district forward. Most of all, we highly encourage you to use your power to vote. A voice that remains silent is a voice that gives up control over its fate. We want you, the viewer, to know that the questions for tonight's conversation were selected in advance. All the questions will be put to all the candidates to answer so that you may make your own comparisons and draw your own conclusions. The Executive Board of Killeen Educators Association has not made any decisions regarding potential endorsements and will not make them prior to the conclusion and publishing of this forum in its entirety. Mr. Adams, we'll just go down the line for 6 and 7, and then we'll rotate around. So Mr. Adams, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Oh, good evening again, everyone. I am Riakos Adams. I'm a retiree that made Killeen home. I was commissioned at Howard University in DC with a bachelor's of political science. And I have my master's in business management and organizational security, and I'm working on my doctorate in education from Liberty. Let's see, I am currently the president of Killeen Volunteers Incorporated. I co-chair our KISD Shack, and I serve on a couple of other boards within the city of Killeen, and also serve on the Bell County Child Welfare Board. I am a member of numerous other organizations I just realized that I'm a member of after I listed them. But all of them are active in the community, and that includes the LULAC Herencia Council number 4927, the PTA Council for KISD, VFW and the Disabled American Veterans. And I attend Greater Vision Community Church, where I serve on the Trustee and Finance Committee, and I chair the Safety and Security Ministry and co-chair the Men's Ministry. I have two adorable children in Killeen ISD schools, one in elementary school and one in high school.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Next up in place 6, we have Mr. Cullen Mills.
Make sure that I'm unmuted there. I'm Cullen Mills. I was born and raised here in Killeen. I'm a lifelong resident of Killeen. I'm a product of KISD schools from first grade all the way through graduating from Harker Heights High School. I was fortunate enough to earn a scholarship to play football at the University of North Texas, where I earned my degree in business economics. It was there that I also met my wife, Erin Mills, who works for the district now as a parent educator in our special education department. And we have 2 kids in the district currently, both at Clifton Park. Noah's our son in 5th grade, and Avery is our daughter in 2nd grade. And we moved back here in 2009 because, again, this is the only place I've ever called home. And I'm proud to be from Killeen. I'm better having been a student in our district. It's truly molded me into who I am today. So, and as far as organizations that I belong to, I'm currently on the executive board for the KISD Education Foundation. I serve on the board of governors for the Florida chapter of AUSA. And I'm also a member of First Baptist Church Killeen, where I serve on the long range planning committee. And I'm also the current president of our personnel committee at church. So.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mills. Ms. Carter did contact me. She is looking for the link to log in, but while we're waiting for that, oh, there she is. So while we're waiting for Lan to finish joining, Ms. Purser, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and mention a couple of things about yourself too. You're on mute. That darned mute button. Hang on.
Okay,
There you go.
so I'm Joanne Purser. I have been in Killeen for 47 years. I started off at Eastward Elementary School and attended Nolan Middle School, junior high at the time, Manor Junior High, and then also Rancier Junior High. Attended Killeen High School and graduated from Killeen High School. I have two children that were Ellison graduates, Christina and Benjamin, and I have two grandchildren, Catherine and Jackson. I have served on the school board with three current terms. I have been reelected each term. I have been a previous city council member for the city of Killeen. As far as volunteer organizations, I have served on the Greater Killeen Chamber of Commerce as a vice president. I have served on the organization for Killeen Junior League and through Ways and Means and also presidency. I've been a PTA president for Reeses Creek Elementary School and Nolan Middle School, and even was quarterback club president at Ellison High School, even though I did not have a sports child in the program. I just tried to lend my leadership skills to help the organization. I love working. I have a rental property here in Killeen and have a rental company called Bentina Rentals, where I manage and own my own duplexes. And then I have a home building company here in Killeen known as Purser Homes. So that is what I do. Before that, I used to be a fashionista and I had a clothing store. Many people knew me from the Style Shop because I did lots of fashion shows, and I also did a lot of fundraising with different style shows for different organizations. You know, the reason I'm still doing what I do is because I love my community. I am a product of my community. There were lots of people that helped my mom as a single parent raise me. And I have a calling that I want to give back to my community. So for all the differences that I'm able to make in children's lives, there were people that made lots of differences in my life as I was growing up. So I'm hoping that there are things that I'm doing that is truly making a difference in their lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Purser. And last but certainly not least is Miss Lan Carter. Lan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, first of all, I want to say, am I muted? No, I'm unmuted. Okay. Thank you. I just want to say I'm sorry for being late. I just basically just drove in from Waco, but doing mommy duties. But so I'm a parent. I have two school-age children right now. One just turned 12 and one just turned 16. And then my 18-year-old will be 19 next month. So she graduated last year. So I have my hands full. My husband is a retired soldier. So he's been retired now for 3 years. I was an educator for about 8 years. I taught at the elementary level, as kindergarten, 5th grade, and then I taught high school 9 through 12. I am currently a therapist. I've been a therapist for the last, I would say about 2-3 years. And I work in private practice. I also worked in inpatient hospitals, dealing with adolescents and children. That's who pretty much I specialize in, although I do see adults. I like working with the Army community because I grew up in the Army community. My father is retired military, as well as my husband. My focus basically is on raising my children while they're small. So I'm not in a lot of organizations because, as you know, as being a teacher, you don't have a lot of free time. And there were times I'd get off work. It was 8, 10 o'clock at night. And my daughter would say to me, "Mom, your students spend more time, your students see you more than we do." And so when she said that, I had to cut back on some of the, extracurricular activities. I used to be a founding member of the Killeen Exchange Club. So I had to stop doing that. I was a former member of the Noon Exchange Club. Basically, like I said, I had to cut back on some of the activities that I did and focus on being mom while I could, while they're still little. I also opened up a nonprofit called Operation Pay It Forward for the homeless. Basically, when Killeen became tent city for that summer. That's when I started working with the homeless on a more personal level. But that's basically me in a nutshell.